Rob, what's going on? Because we know that even if there was a bit of an exodus of financial jobs, overall they are up, and other companies moved into the places that were vacated by financial firms in FIDE.
Well, there was a time when it looked incredibly attractive for developers, and that's a little bit of the problem. So it went through two phases. After the moment when financial firms started moving out, the first phase was conversions. Everybody looked at these beautiful old classic Art Deco buildings and turned them into apartments. But that's a long time ago, 20 some years ago. And so things went okay for a while, and then developers came in and started putting up new buildings. Some, sort of modeled after the old ones. A lot of them more sort of modern glass and steel structures. And so the old ones look a little less attractive, and some of the people who were anticipating a lot of growth didn't see it. At the same time, the nature of the neighborhood has changed a lot in terms of the jobs. A lot of the people who might have wanted to live there and work at their office at JP Morgan are now going to Midtown or Morgan Stanley. They're going to Times Square. So.
Exactly. So throw out some numbers for us. What kind of median rent are we looking at? How many days on the market before these apartments sell or rent?
Well, the days on the market, is. I don't remember that number. Sorry, I should have memorized that. There's a 24% glut, basically. There's a 24% oversupply compared to some of the other neighborhoods. And, as I said, the neighborhood, the nature has changed in terms of the jobs, but it's still not the place where you have a bagel shop on every corner that you might expect in New York. Whereas if you cross over the river to Brooklyn, you can have those a few more of those amenities.
It's crazy, right? Because you could literally move a few blocks, and the trends are so different. And you're literally talking about a 10-minute walk. But in some areas of Manhattan, apartments have gone way down, and in some they're holding their own.
Well, I mean, Manhattan generally is up, and the good news for these developers in the financial district may be, and for people looking for a place to live, may be that now it's possible to live in Manhattan. The shifts have been sort of constant around the city. I remember when I moved here almost 20 years ago, and at the time I moved to the Upper East Side, which was going through a big transition at the time, and is now considered one of the more affordable neighborhoods in New York City. At the time, it was considered one of the more expensive Manhattan neighborhoods.
Well, and the good news, I suppose, out of this story, which is a great story, is that now if you're a family, you could actually consider living in Manhattan, whereas before it was almost impossible.
And you get a view of the Statue of Liberty.